Today we're going to talk about paintbrush pens from Crayola. I'm Jenny from Jenny's Crayon Collection. I help you guys find the coolest art supplies for whatever project you're doing. And this week we voted on it and you said sort the 240 crayons, and it was all set to do that, but this was a shorter video and this came in second. So I will, next time I do Crayola, and I'm probably going to do it not next week but the week after, I will do the 240 crayons. So that will be coming in 2 weeks. And I need to stop filming these on Saturday. I told you that last week, but I'm just like, I need to like pick a day like Thursday and be like, okay, today's film day, I'm gonna film. In this video, I'm going to go through and I'm going to show you all the colors. I'm going to show you like basic calligraphy with them and how to like add a little bit of a shadow with a pen. And then after that, I'm going to try blending with them, and I'm going to try like the tip to tip technique. I'm going to try like the water brushing it out. I'm going to try a paint palette. I'm going to try a couple things so you guys can see how well they blend together. What are these? Okay, so when I look at them, they don't look like paint. I'm sorry, Crayola. But these look like they're marker ink. They're not paintbrush pens. All the other companies, like Zebra has their mild liner in a brush. They have a couple other ones that are brush. There's Tombows that have brush alcohol, and they have brush water-based markers. And then you have Sharpie that has recently entered the foray of brush markers. My thing is, why hasn't Crayola entered this array of brush markers? They have some. The only way that you can get all 8 colors, that's the only amount of colors they have, is you have to buy this 40 pack, and that's what we're going to review today. Otherwise you get this 5-pack, and then you're like, well, why am I getting a 5-pack if I'm not getting all the colors? It's not complete. But here's my idea. Crayola should take their super tips and turn them into brush markers. They wouldn't have to be the same as the paintbrush pens. Just put a brush tip on them and turn them into markers, and I think they would sell like wildfire. You have 100 colors, and then what you could do is you could turn those to alcohol markers, and look at that. All of a sudden, Crayola is competing with Sharpie and Copic and Tombow on that. But I don't know if they'll do that because it is a big investment to do that, and it costs more money for the consumer. So they really have to trust that they love that brand before they invest in those markers, especially when you're paying like $400 for a set. Maybe they could just try like Sharpie is by like doing 12 of them, you know, a little bit wider of color palette, and then they could enter that market of markers. But these paintbrush pens are really, I'm just gonna call them brush markers because that's what they are, and they're really cool. You get really thick lines when you do calligraphy, and when you're coloring a page, my kids love them for coloring pages because they color super easy. It's probably not the best for the tip, but they really love them for that. They're actually one of their favorite, and my daughter likes to make trees with hers. It's so much fun. If they turn this in, they could totally market it to adults, but kids love them too. And I would highly recommend getting the 40 count because even though it seems like a lot, your kids will be reaching for them, and then they can like share the box, and everyone can have a red, everyone can have a yellow, everyone can have a purple, and you can get all the colors. Whereas if you buy the 5-pack, you only get 5 colors. These are some of my favorite markers too. I love them. I think they're great, and I wish that we could see them in more colors. Here are the washable paintbrush pens. You can see the colors choices they have. We have red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, brown, and black. So you get a ton of colors with that. Unfortunately, if you were going to get the single pack, you can only get them in 5 colors. You get purple, green, blue, red, and yellow. Let's take a look at the markers. They come in here like this. We might be missing a few. These are actually my kids' favorite markers to color with, so pull them out, and hopefully they'll work. Like I said, they're their favorite, so they use them all the time. I bought them for me, but really, they ended up using them all. We have our paper here. We're gonna attempt some calligraphy. All right, so we're gonna start with our red. I hope this works. I'm gonna have a test paper over here to make sure it works before we do our calligraphy. Yeah, it does. We are gonna write red. Okay, so when you're using a brush marker to do calligraphy, when you do a downstroke, you bring it down like this. So it's a very wide stroke. So I feel like if the tip was a little bit smaller, they offered these in different sizes, maybe this size, and then they could have a size smaller. I feel like that would be like a super good move for Crayola to do. And you bring it down like that. Maybe work on the tip a little bit. So you can kind of come in here and clean it up a little bit. Go over it again. Now you know where your details are. Okay, so then we do our, see my downstroke like that? And my upstroke. That was a weird upstroke. So then we downstroke, and you can do a little bit like that. So we got our red. And then what you could do is, I'll go get it for later. You could come in with a fine liner and then really highlight those parts. So we've got our orange. You just bring it up a little bit. It doesn't matter, so then we'll just make this a little bit thicker on the side. Okay. Just kind of bring it in. Orange. Hopefully I spell all these right. Oh gosh. And bring it up just a little bit. Looks like a Y, because it's like missing this part. Oh, that one turned out pretty good. Okay, then we go to our yellow. And then this, the upstroke is like that. Come in here and clean it up a little bit. Downstroke, upstroke. There you go. Okay. And we'll go over here to our green. But I think they are missing. So that green is not. That's one that the kids will use. But that's good. I guess the good thing about getting 40 of these. So you know there's going to be some, hopefully, that work. Yeah, that one works much better. So I'm really able to get some of those details in. That's kind of big going up. That's okay. We'll say it was meant to be like that, right? I think people will love these because they already use Crayola markers. They love the colors for calligraphy, but if they had like 100 dedicated colors, can you imagine? And then we can try some like other techniques too, like try to blend them. Okay, that blue's not working. Yeah, this one's working. And then purple. Fix it up a little bit. And we'll do our brown. well, whatever. Okay. And we will do our black. This one is not as black as I would hope it would be. It's kind of more like a gray. But if they introduced all their colors, right? They would have a ton of choices. Oh gosh, that ended up being big. We're gonna try different things. We're gonna use a paintbrush, this blending palette, and the fine liner. So right now we're just going to go up here and just come down. See how that really gives it some definition? Super nice for definition to use a fine liner. Kind of evens up your strokes a little bit. Just makes that look a little bit like more polished. Especially I'll make this like yellow pop a little bit. You could outline the whole one. Or you could just do a little bit like I'm doing. Like that. And the darker ones, you won't see it as much, but it'll still make a difference. And what you can do too, is you can come back and clean up some of these lines a little bit. That last one, I was just trying to get it done. I was like, ah. There we go. So that is with like a fine liner with the calligraphy with those pens. We're gonna look at how these blend. So we're just gonna take two of these, do a long stroke, another long stroke. And then we will put it in water and then see. Oh, I should probably take all the other pages out so they don't get wet. So I'm not seeing much. It's kind of taking, ooh, the paper away, but look, you can, it is picking up a little bit. I wonder, now it's all wet. So I'm gonna try a different technique. See if I can do this, like where you go orange right here. Let's do a few oranges. Okay. And do a few reds. Okay. Okay, and then we'll bring the orange back up. See if we can. So we get probably a little bit blending better that way. You can keep going. Down here. So you do get some blending that way. Then the last thing we're going to try is we're gonna come on this blending palette. Okay. And then we're gonna create a new color here. So we're gonna, because it'll probably have some of the marker up here. Oh, that's cool. Look at that. So if you blend, oh, sorry. That was cool, but you didn't see it. All right, so then this one doesn't have any of the blue on it. Okay, so now we're gonna come up here. This is kind of wet a little bit, but you can come in here. Just use it like a paintbrush. So you see how we get that blue-green color that's up there a little bit. So maybe get it wet a little bit. Really bring that water in. I mean, but then you're kind of using it as a paintbrush, but that's kind of cool. You get to do that. what would you guys do with these pens? But would you guys do the calligraphy with them, or would you do the blending and paint pictures? So my kids really love these, or would you just color with them? My kids, like, look at how fast you can fill in. I still have some of that green on there. But look at how fast you can fill it in. And sometimes kids don't really care about all those marker lines, you know. Or I think what you can do, so you don't get those marker lines, is kind of go in a circle. Then you don't get, yeah, there you go. See if I put it down like that. It's kind of still to get it. But anyway, they love them because they can color in super fast. I really feel like they need to expand these markers and maybe make the nib like a little bit smaller, but they're really cool. You could create a bunch of colors with these, like if you did something with like the blending palette. So the other way you can sometimes blend markers is you can hold them tip to tip. So if you wanted to do like some calligraphy, so we're gonna put this blue into this purple, so you would hold this one upside down. You can see this one's already getting a little frayed. But yeah, I really think Crayola should come out, if it's not these ones, like have a different brush marker they come out with. That would be so awesome. So I'm going to put the lid to that one back on. Then we'll come down here and we'll say purple or something. Let's see if we get any of it. I can kind of see P-R-P-L. So you kind of get some of it. That's what it looks like by itself. Let's see if we got any of it on here. So let's see. Yeah, there we go. So that was the blue, right? Looks like we got more purple on here. Look at that. So you got that transition going from purple to blue in here. And you can come in like I did earlier and clean it up a little bit with the lines and make sure you're exact so you're not going all over the place. I guess it's harder to clean up this one with if you mess up. So just make sure your lines are good. I'm just trying to do it fast. That's where I'm messing up. So do it slower than I'm doing it. Anyway, there you go. You get the point. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know which way you would use them. And I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video.